Hello, we are Cristina, Elena, Artur and Gerard, and today we are going to explain you the Baroque period.
The Baroque musical started in 1600 and finished in 1750. The Baroque period began as an artistic movement dictated by the Roman Catholic Church. The music of the Baroque had an extravagant style of various fashions and architects. Simple melody evolved into elaborate, very expressive musical work, raising the splendor of instrumental music.
The orchestra was very important in this period and for woodwinds, brass, string and percussion instruments in fairly standard proportions. Some musicians play accompaniment parts and some others were leading melodic parts.
During this period, the oratorios and operas were very famous. We know that the two musicians were dramatic music, but the opera was for theater productions and the oratorios were a religious opera, but without the stage or the costumes. An orchestra is an ensemble of woodwind, bass, string and percussion instruments in fairly standard proportions.
A concerto is one or two solo instruments supported by a large orchestra. There were many types of concertos. A suite is constructed from individual dance movements. This one often starts with an introduction called overture. A fugue is a musical form based in the counterpoint, where every part imitates each other. Most fugues start with a main theme. First, a voice sings something and then a second voice repeats it, but with different pitch.
It's important the patronage system because the patrons pay the composers for each works, usually decide what kind of piece the composer should write. The composers were born. Bach is considered a true musical genius. He produced an astounding variety of chamber and orchestral works. He is very important because he created a lot of music and he had an intellectual logic.
For example, he created Badineri. It was a suite. This song is a stand and very lively dance, and it had a French name, from the verb badiner, joke. It was a short, cheerful and playful piece, and the instruments were violins, flute, viola, cellos, harpsichord and Artur.
There was a German-born composer and organist. He spent most of his life in England. He wrote more than 20 oratorios, 50 operas, and 100 of concerti grossi. And one of his best songs is Fugue, No. 6, in the C minor. It was a fugue, like the name says, and describes the variation of Passacaglia as, mixed with such ingenuity that one can never case to be surprised. And it is a very persuasive and reasonable music, and it was played with a harpsichord.
Vivaldi was a violin teacher and a priest. His first sonata was in 1705. His compositions displayed an extraordinary variety of invention and embraced instrumentation unusual for the time. And one of his best compositions was the Four Seasons. It was a concerto, each of which gave musical expressions to a season of the year. From here, the name of the song and the instruments that composed this song were double bass and a harpsichord, and then a viola solo, 12 violins and 3 cellos.